Rookie here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
I think we come up with another invention, another revenue stream for Parkville Media, and that would be to create a crown for beauty contestants, for winners, that actually come with headphones already built in.
Right, for media appearances.
Yes, I think that'd
There's
be
a reason why
perfect.
that came into conversation, because we have a couple queens in the studio, a pair of queens, which is really awesome. Megan Swanson's been on the podcast before.
Hello.
And her sister, Allie. And you guys, this is going to be so much fun to talk about all this, because you guys broke some records, made some history, a lot of stuff going on. So let's start with Allie.
Okay.
Because we haven't had a chance to really get to meet you before. And your title?
I am Miss Nebraska 2019, so the current Miss Nebraska, and I have 6 months left of my reign. I just got back from Miss America 4 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
Has the first 6 months just cruised by?
Yes. And a lot of that was prepping for Miss America, but I can't believe I'm over halfway through this year.
Right.
It's just flown by. I don't even honestly remember November and December because it went by so quickly.
Yeah, I bet.
That's insane. So you're halfway through, and now your sister, who was Miss Nebraska,
Yes.
about what, 5 years ago?
Six.
Six
She
years.
was Miss Nebraska 2014.
2014. Okay. But now is Miss Nebraska USA.
Yes, ma'am.
Just won that about 5 days ago.
That's
Yep.
incredible. Congratulations.
Thank
Both-
you.
Is this the first time that the sisters have held both crowns at the same time in any state?
It is the first time that sisters have held both of the Miss Nebraska, or we were both Miss Nebraska America. That was a record. Now I'm the first person to win Nebraska America and Nebraska USA. That was a record. I think we might be the first sisters to win
To hold
same
it
time.
at the same
simultaneously.
time. Just because the odds of it that you both have to win and then your times have to cross over. There have certainly been other sisters who have both won the titles, but I don't think someone can fact check us. But at the same time, it's very rare.
And honestly, our dad tried to fact check it, but he was like, there's nothing on Wikipedia, so you know.
so it doesn't
it's
exist.
valid.
It
Yeah.
must be true.
Yeah, exactly.
If nobody else has looked this up, it must be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is great. So congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Oh my
We
goodness.
sounded exactly the
Same.
same.
You
It's like,
do.
who's talking,
We're
Megan or
twins.
Allie?
Yeah,
You
that's
guys
the
do
thing.
totally.
We're 20 months apart, so you're going to get this a lot.
Oh my gosh.
No,
This is
with what you do and powerhouse pageantry, it's kind of like watching Mr. Miyagi come into a karate tournament. You're like, are you kidding me? You guys in house.
Oh my gosh.
You coach up pageant contestants all over the country, and then in the house you have two sisters that are. It's like it was almost an unfair thing. Like, are you kidding me? She's gonna win that. She's gonna. You guys are gonna just dominate this stuff.
Well, I appreciate that. And, I worked my butt off. I hired my own coach for this because it is a totally different system. And I really wanted to humble myself and say, you know what, like, I'm not going to pretend like I know anything because I want this really, really badly. And with such an incredible opportunity at stake, I didn't want to mess it up and walk in thinking that just taking my old skills, I could win. And so I worked my butt off. It was so cool to work with what we call in the Miss Universe organization mentors rather than coaches, which is super cool. And we're a for-profit organization rather than a nonprofit. So the difference is just even getting to work with business owners as a business owner within the Van Bros organization, which is the conglomerate of the 6 states that own those 6 states. It has been so much fun, so different. I love Miss America. I'll always love Miss America, but it's been really awesome to be a part of something new and exciting where they have tons of partnerships and sponsorships that I can be a part of. It's an honor. So
Well,
it's exciting.
having a mentor or a coach, however you want to talk about it. Some of the greatest athletes in the world have coaches. We've talked about this before. Tiger Woods has a coach. He's got a swing coach. Even though he's Tiger Woods, you would think, well, he doesn't need a coach. Of course you do. You're always trying to improve. You need somebody who's going to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
help
And I can speak a lot to that too. In college, I was actually a 2-time All-American athlete and a basketball player. And
Yeah, she
Megan has
was.
kind of always been into pageants, and I've always been super supportive of that. And actually, after college, she came to me and she's like, Allie, if you don't do this, are you gonna regret it? And I was like, yeah, probably. So I tried it, and then I kind of got thrown into a whole new world. But I've taken even what I've learned from a team standpoint and a leadership and coaching standpoint, that is directly correlated to pageants and this whole system, because there's so much personal development that happens. And I'm so fortunate to have an amazing big sister that went through it before me and was able to be really that mentor. And even though I was trying to make it my own journey, because, a lot of times people see one and they see both of us, which is what it is. But I can't speak highly enough of Megan and what she's poured into my life, even on this whole journey of getting me where I am today. And I'm so excited to see what she does at Miss USA, because I know she's going to rock it.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
when is that? When is Miss USA?
That would be awesome to know. So
She Googles.
We don't know. Part of it was because Miss Universe was in America this year. So their offices have actually been closed since December 7th or whenever that was on Miss Universe. So we just pretty much work hard. But the cool thing is I'm used to a 9-week turnaround from state to Miss America. So I pick up my national gown next weekend. I'm in Austin, Texas. This weekend I'm in Kansas City. I'm literally not here for the next 2 months. So bye.
Yeah,
but hopefully
right?
warmer weather.
Yeah,
Oh
for
my God,
sure.
right.
It's
But-
4 outside now.
Yeah, tons of prep.
Literally.
It's been really cool, actually. So the Miss Universe organization is a bit more focused on style and your overall brand, rather than just academics and speaking. Like, you don't have to take it as a speaking position, but I'm going to create it as such because I want to be really effective this year. So I'm just excited to kind of use my entrepreneurial background to make a name for Nebraska at USA and hopefully be the second Miss USA. Sarah Rose Summers is a personal friend of mine. She's awesome, who won Miss USA 2 years ago. But even with us, it's been really cool just to share this journey together because we've gotten to support each other kind of as the coach and as the contestant. And so I remember after even the first night of prelims, there's a picture of Allie and I holding hands. It's really special where she's kind of coaching me. And I don't know if y'all heard this, but she actually won Miss Nebraska in my gown. That
I was gonna ask you about the
5.5 years
gown.
old.
Oh, that
And
what?
then
That's cool.
There's a story about the gowns, because she was wearing yours.
And then
She
I
won.
was wearing hers, both not on purpose, both just out of sheer because we had to. And then I won the gown award at state too, which is so hilarious. And I was just like done for, bawling my eyes out when I won that before I even won the competition. So it's just cool that we really get 6 months of overlap together because we're best friends and go-getters and really just want to represent what women can do. And so it's been a fun journey.
How exciting though to get and someone look at it as a second chance. Like you had the crown the first time, you've had the crown this time, right? And so you're coming back, and now you remember that first time. You're like, God, what I should have done. Oh, I could have, and just to enhance it. And if you get the opportunity, are you planning to run for this crown as well? I'm
People
talking
ask
to
me
Allie
that.
right now. I'm talking to Allie about Megan's crown. Because you could run in that pageant as well.
I could. I have a couple other things on the docket for me after I give up my title as Miss Nebraska, and I probably not. I'm probably just going to let this be Megan's thing and let her just run with it, because although we've done a lot of things together in our life, I don't think we have to do everything together.
Let's understand. But let me ask you, 3 years ago, was this in your long-term plan?
So-
has this been part of your plan all along?
That's a great question. I really think that it was. I think I knew in my heart the whole time that I really wanted to be the first person to win both. And part of that is just I'm really competitive and love to win. But also, I didn't feel like I gave myself my best chance at Miss America, like you said. And so I feel so equipped because I've empowered women in half the country for the last 4 years now, telling them what to do and really found out what works and what doesn't work. And so it was, even just a really cool validation to hear all my clients freaking out, like you said, with like the master becoming the whatever.
Right.
But it was really cool. I wanted
it's
to do
cool.
it for them too. And I had the opportunity to share that in my onstage questions. And some of my clients, it was so cool because in our little group chat, I have all my clients in a group chat on Facebook, and they were like, oh my gosh, Coach Megan's talking about us. And a few of them were crying. And
What was your on-stage questions? If you can give us a sample.
One of them was, when's the last time that you failed? Tell us about it, and
how'd
how
you
did you
overcome?
overcome and like learn
Good
from
question.
it. And I talked about how as a CEO, I fail every single day, and it's really important to be able to continue to take positive steps forward because those little failures lead to victories every time. And how if we looked at success as failure and failure as success, we'd actually love failure. And I tied that into my company and all that jazz. And then the second question was, what makes you feel confidently beautiful? And I talked about just my clients and their stories and how I wake up and go to bed every day thinking about their struggles and how I can help them and how women are so powerful and how I want to be a voice for Nebraska and the United States to be able to help them and just my journey and tying that into why I should be the title holder. So that was really cool. And my clients, they have all these like reaction videos freaking out. And
I bet.
And it was just so fun to watch. Like, so they all like videotape themselves when we're in the final two.
Because they're kind of like all over the country.
Yeah.
Watching
Okay.
the live stream.
Yeah.
Yes.
Two of my favorites were probably Tennessee and Indiana. one of my Miss Nashville, she was watching with her mom, and her mom's like, I'm having a meltdown. She's gonna win. And it's all on camera.
You know why she's melting down is because guess whose rates just went up, yo? Coach Megan. 30% increase. That's why mom's freaking out.
Those were not my words. All my clients listening.
They're like, oh no. And we were all laughing in the audience too, because right when she got asked that second question, she goes, come on.
I did.
And we're like, and the whole crowd started laughing because we're like, oh, she's gonna just kill
I was
this.
like, yo, you know what? This is me though, and that's part of I think what even has separated the new version of pageant girl that I want to represent is that we are, and even IMG, who owns the Miss Universe organization, they want a natural girl who is a hard worker, who's girl next door, but it appears effortless. You know, they don't want somebody who's really coached. And I just love that that's the era that we're walking into as women, because I don't think that somebody who is super Polly Pocket, buy it off the storefront at Walmart is very in right now. And even with things that we've been seeing in branding with Barbie coming out with different body types and those different types of things. I think that's the way that our culture is going. And even just being 6 feet tall and 6'2", as sisters, we really want to represent how you can own your brand, whatever that looks like. I have a client who's 4'7", and I have a client who's 6 foot, like we are. And I want to be a voice who can empower all types of women like that. And so I hope to represent that in a few months at Miss USA.
And you make a good point about that, because I do believe culturally that's where we run into that all the day with podcasting and realizing that's what people connect to, because it's it's more real, and it's something that's like, oh, I see that, or I could do that, and just kind of give them a little more. It's more confidence as opposed to the completely polished and finished final product that isn't real, and it doesn't exist outside of this moment.
People know that it doesn't anymore.
They know.
They can smell. I don't know if it's social media. I don't know what it is, but they can smell a fake person a mile away.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful that really we're taking that direction of authenticity, because I really think it's a breath of fresh air. And it also encourages people to want to do either the Miss America or Miss USA program, because they're really seeing authentic girls that can be a real life role model. They're not photoshopped. They're not edited.
Yeah.
They're not this or that. It's like, hey, I relate to this person and I could be her. So how do I get involved?
Yep.
And something that I'm really passionate about is social media, and specifically social media safety. And that's my social impact initiative as Miss Nebraska. So I'm going and talking to students, elementary all the way up through college, about this. And so that's something that I'm passionate about. When people look at me and they try to say, oh, you're just pageant Patty, I'm like, no. I literally had to teach myself how to do makeup after college to do a pageant.
Yeah, you don't learn that being an athlete.
I went from full sweatsuit to full gown. That's like as much of a 180 as you possibly can have. So I'm like, if I can do it, like you can too. Right. And that's just where that realness factor comes in. It's like, it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be authentic, because there's no two people that are just like you. And that's beautiful. And that's what our organizations represent.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
No, that's great. So you've been working, so the cyberbullying, cyber safety, et cetera. Where are you headed?
Yes, with my platform specifically.
Yes.
So I am all about being a CEO of a women's empowerment organization. So in the Miss Universe organization, you don't have to have a specific platform, but many women do. So I kind of call them my core storylines. That's how my mentor, my coach, has helped me to kind of understand my brand and quantify my brand. So my key attributes of storylines that you'll see from me in the near future are about being a songwriter. We hit 100,000 spins on Spotify, which was awesome.
That's
and last year, no advertising. I want to come out with new music, and just being somebody who really owns their brand, coming from a crazy loud family. And then being a CEO, growing something from scratch with like $100 in my pocket with a vocal degree. I didn't know what I was doing, and really just paying it forward, being somebody who I hope that when I'm in contact with the judges can see that I'm not just like creating something because I'm doing a pageant, but this was a natural extension of what felt like a next step for me, because I was already doing this in the real world. And I just hope that translates. So that's what I'll be working on the next couple months.
Because the powerhouse pageantry isn't just about pageants. And I saw some of the things that some of the girls had written that are your clients. And one of them, I think she was from Indiana. I'm not really sure, but she'd mentioned something about when she first met you, she couldn't win a local, couldn't win anything. There was like nothing. And now it's full circle, a 180. Let's put it that way. It's a 180. Yeah. And she was just so thrilled to see you succeed like this on this level. It's like watching you guys perform on a different stage. And she knew you had it. You were teaching it, you did it, but then now to know you like they do, and then to take it onto stage again, it's like, wow. It's huge for them.
I hope that it encourages them too, because obviously, like, I'm always well, hopefully, obviously, because hopefully every coach does this, but I'm always researching and reading and trying to surround myself with people. I had an amazing phone call with a very influential person in Omaha yesterday, just talking about this, where I'm like, wow, I'm honored to even be talking on the phone with this person because I want to learn. I'm somebody who's submitted my life to learning, and I think the second that you're not learning, you're dying, that kind of a thing. But I hope that me winning helps my clients realize that the things that I'm teaching them work, regardless of what system that you're in. Like, and also too, if I can toot my own horn for 2 seconds, like so many people were like, oh, well, Megan won on her first try at Miss Nebraska, and it was this, and it was this. And I'm like, cool. So what are you going to say about me winning twice now? Like,
Yeah.
Bye.
And that was fun walking. That was fun walking into then when I competed.
Yeah. She's like, sorry.
That's so. Oh
They're
my
like,
God.
I'm like, dude, get over
But
yourself.
now we're just like Swanson sisters.
Yeah, for real.
Right?
For real.
Oh my gosh. So your family, let's talk about your family just a second. How are they doing in the midst of this?
They're over the moon. I remember after I won Miss Nebraska, there is a video of my family just crying. And that was actually Megan's 5-year, not reunion, but 5-year celebration.
Like anniversary, yeah.
And so what we
This
do
is
in
cool.
the Miss Nebraska organization is we always honor somebody for their 5-year. And
Oh
Megan,
my gosh.
so humbly,
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
What's
I
that
get
called
this.
when like the synchronicity?
Synchronicity,
I mean,
kismet?
Yes,
whatever.
kismet,
All
yeah.
that stuff. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And you guys keep hitting these.
Oh, and every
This
time
is
we go to a
crazy.
national competition, it's my parents' anniversary. It was 25th
Oh my gosh, yeah,
anniversary.
there's so many
Miss America,
underlying
30th
stories.
last year.
We just keep ruining their
keep screwing
anniversaries
it up.
because we have to go to
All
some
their
national
money goes to
pageant.
that.
Yeah, it's like, whoops, sorry, trying to accomplish something else.
Yeah, but sorry.
Always making it about you guys.
Yeah,
So selfish.
But when I won Miss Nebraska, that was actually Megan's 5-year honorary moment. And so she so humbly said, you know what, I don't want to be honored because I want the judges to see Allie as Allie, not Allie as Megan's sister. And so hopefully we're going to do a special tribute this year and actually give her her moment because she didn't get that last year. But afterwards, there's a video of a news station interviewing us. And I honestly don't even remember what I said because after that moment, you're like, I'm just
floating
so
in
excited. I'm
space.
floating.
Right.
Yeah, but I can not just even speak highly enough of Megan in that moment because she was just like really taking a back seat. And that's really a special moment, your 5-year of like, look what I've done with my life. A lot of girls are married or you're running businesses or, have so many things to say. And she just kind of took a back seat. But our whole family after that moment, we were like, what is happening? We're going to Miss America again. Oh my goodness. And there's a stat that says you have more of a chance of a son playing in the Super Bowl than having a daughter compete at Miss America. And then we did it twice.
That's crazy.
And then now we're going to Miss USA.
Yeah.
So it's like,
We have like parents
I feel like
calling
she's
my
over there.
parents like, what? What?
what did you feed your kids?
Right.
And how do I do
Right?
that?
Yeah.
And then just this, for your parents' sake, just the stress of preparing to go and make sure your daughter's got everything she needs.
Yeah.
To move forward. I mean, I know there are sponsors, and I do know that, but there's still, it weighs heavy, I'm sure, on their minds too, because they want to make sure you have everything that you need when you move forward to go to the next level.
Yep. And that's where I think for us too, I can't speak for myself, I won't speak for you, but they've raised us right to where legacy to me is being able to provide for your family in the future. So part of why I work so hard and part of my big why for my companies is that I can provide everything that they would ever need very, very quickly. So I'm hoping after this year, if I Miss USA, if I Miss Universe, whatever happens in the future, I'm just always looking to open doors so that I can keep them open for other people behind me. And two people at the top of the list are my parents. I mean, they deserve the world. I would love to pay off their mortgage, pay off everybody's mortgage if I could. Just that's the kind of person that I am.
Yeah.
And I think when you get to experience leadership at a young age, you have many options of how you handle it. And I didn't always handle it perfectly, but I did my best. But now I just feel like I've had 6 years to grow and see what it's like to empower other people and what they go through, the ups and the downs. And so it was just so funny because I think you have to have kind of like an internal knowing that you're going to win in a sense, because everybody's always like, oh, well, how are you feeling with the top two? And And my top 5 is amazing. And my best friend got 4th runner up. She's amazing since we've known her since we were 5. So incredible. My whole entire class was amazing. We got along extremely well. So I was very honored with that. But, you do have to kind of have a sense of like, I can do this. I want this and I have this. Because I think that reflects who you are and how you act. So I just hope that this year I can continue to open doors for other people and represent Nebraska, because I think God can trust me, and I can trust myself, because I kind of stayed in the waiting area for a long time. And there's been many moments where I could have either gotten the glory or said, you know what, like this needs to be about somebody else, or else I'm going to feel actually sicker to my stomach by making this about me right now. And that's not like in a humble brag kind of way, but just, I think that we have testing moments like that in our life where God sees if we can handle more. And I just really, really try and be faithful with those opportunities as much as I can.
I wonder if there aren't a few people that think when you went into the second competition, you have a mental advantage because you understand what it's like to have that crown put on your head. That also can mess with your head. And it could have caused you a disadvantage. Actually, it could have been a great disadvantage because you may have false security, a false sense of security. So I honestly commend you for that, because that can get in the way as well. Because you think, well, I already did this. I know exactly how it's going to feel.
Yeah.
And it's not that easy.
It's not at all. I think I just walked into it with a blank canvas and was like, whatever this needs to be, if I'm going to be somebody who sits back and kind of observes over the weekend and then does my thing, cool. If I stick close to a couple people that I build real relationships with, cool. But I just don't think it's worth it to try and put a label on anything. Like, you need to go with the flow and kind of observe and let it be what it needs to be. And so that's what I did. And I had a fantastic time. And now I cannot speak highly enough of my organization that I get to be a part with, Vambrose. I mean, they're just incredible entrepreneurs.
That's great.
My goodness, I hope to be a tiny fragment of what they have built in terms of like outside of pageantry. They're just incredible.
How similar are the two, Miss USA?
Do you want to go or want me to go? Okay. They're not comparable, like at all. I mean, in a
like
sense,
the process,
kind of.
and like the process.
Oh,
of getting-
process.
process.
Yeah.
Not necessarily comparing them, like,
Yeah.
just the process to getting to the crown.
I would say prepping for a pageant is similar because the mental game is still there,
It's still
regardless
90%,
of what.
yeah.
Regardless of which organization you're a part of. If you're not prepped mentally and you don't have that fortitude going into it, then no matter what happens, no matter what question you get, no matter what
gown you wear,
no
Doesn't
matter,
matter, yeah.
any
no
of that
matter
stuff.
who other else is in the competition, you've already lost because you can't overcome that mental battle.
Yeah.
So I think first and foremost, that is the most important thing, regardless of the differences of the organizations. But some of the major differences, like she mentioned earlier, Miss USA is a for-profit organization. Miss America is a nonprofit organization. And predominantly, the Miss America organization is a scholarship organization and a service organization. And so women who do our program win thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, even at the local level, in college scholarships to further your education. That's really something at the core of the Miss America organization ever since the early 1900s, when we came out as a women's empowerment organization by having a one-piece swimsuit. That was a big faux pas at the time, right? And I just love how we've evolved into really representing the modern woman and really promoting what she wants to accomplish in her life, whether that is being a mom or a career woman or pursuing a doctorate degree in XYZ.
Yeah, and then the Miss Universe organization is just a little bit different. We still win scholarship money, but you don't always have to take a year off of school. It just depends on your state of how many public appearances you have to do. But I would say Miss USA is definitely a greater focal point of what we pursue. And we're just, I think, more of a community advocate in the in the state of Nebraska. So like I have a whole separate sash that has Warriors for Ross on it, which is a foundation that we partner with. That was actually one of the helpers of our Vambrose organization. Her little grandson died of cancer. And so it's for other children who are dealing with cancer. We've been able to raise like hundreds of thousands of dollars for other children. And they specifically even invite the audience to reach out to them if they know a child with cancer personally, so that they can make sure that the money's going to local children and local families, which is super cool.
Yeah.
That is.
So, just major advantages to both. And that's why I just so encourage. Actually, I was talking to the owner of Vambrose yesterday, and he'd be comfortable with me sharing this, but he said even the reason why one of the owners, he said the reason why he got involved with Vambrose and owning a pageant of all things, because he's very successful in entrepreneurship, is he said that his 5-year-old was scared to go to kindergarten every day and would cry and cry and cry and cry and cry. And after she did a pageant, she had so much confidence she never cried again.
Yep.
And it just grew her so much as a person, even as a 6-year-old. And she had women to look up to as role models that were from all different backgrounds, all different shapes and sizes, hair colors, heights, everything.
Yeah.
But she is just in it. And so she thinks that she's a princess and she owns her confidence. And It's just so awesome because they
Yeah.
really do get to bond with older women who are just a little bit ahead on the journey. And
Kind
so
of
I think that's
sisterhood.
awesome.
And
much
my
so,
daughter's
yeah.
14, and that confidence you can see daily changes. Like she's confident one day, she runs into the wrong girl the next day, and not really a bullying situation, but you know how girls are at that age.
It is.
So it's like
It is.
seeing that how important it is to build that at a young age, confidence,
Oh.
and that's all you want to do is just make them as know that they're beautiful, they're smart, they can do anything they want. But man, that's tough to do. So taking you guys as role models like that and teaching
14's
girls,
an awful age too.
terrible.
I don't wish 14 on anyone.
Anybody.
Honestly, just skip
Right?
it.
I agree.
If you go 11, 12, 13,
Right? A couple
15,
years of community service. Can I just skip out and I'll
Please.
come back my freshman year?
Yeah.
Maybe or something when I get
Yeah.
my driver's license. I'm not sure.
Totally.
Now, talking about that too, you guys said you make appearances. Are you making appearances together? Or you have individual stuff I'm sure you're obligated to, but are you going to try to combine your schedules?
Yes. So like I said, I've been Miss Nebraska for 6 months. So this has been my full-time job for
Right.
6 months. And I know I just like hit the table. I talk with my hands a lot. So
I do the same thing.
It's like bing. I'm just trying to drop a beat in your studio. It's fine. But I mean, it's been a couple of days since Megan won, and we've been honestly
Couple of
doing
days, literally.
literally a couple of days. So,
What day is it?
yeah, I don't even know. But we have had an appearance together almost every day. And
Yeah, we had
have
the
some
news
stuff
at our
planned out.
house yesterday.
So, I mean, I feel like it's a story that just needs to be told, and we just want to really rock it in Nebraska and empower women all over. And if
Yes.
we can do that,
I think you
doing
should, 'cause
appearances
it's-
together, then that's kind of our
It's
goal.
twice as
Yeah.
powerful. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is because you can talk about your sister when you're in appearance, but when you're both together at the appearance, it's just like,
Yeah.
give me
Well,
a
you know,
break.
and if
Double
I-
trouble.
If
Just
after 20, oh my gosh, can you tell who's the youngest? Well, you know, after 25 years of both being alive at the same time, I'll be 27 in 3 months. She just turned 25. I think we'd be sick of each other by now if we were going to get sick of each other. So it's nice that we really are best friends in the real world, and we've just walked through so many things. I mean, she's been my biggest advocate when I've walked through the hardest times in my life, and I've been her biggest cheerleader. Even if we were living in Nashville and Missouri, you know, which was for at least it was for 6 years of our life with the crossover. And so we're just really excited, and we're hiring people in our life just to try and help us get this story out. So even for people listening, if you need women who have walked through real things and are ready to talk about real things, and everything from digital media safety to just truly women's empowerment by mind, body, spirit, we've probably walked through it. I know that we're young, but when you're a go-getter and a trailblazer, you fail a lot, and you have to learn how to pick up the pieces and brush your knees off. And so we might be young, but we're powerhouses. That's why I named my company that. And we just want to help women grow. And so whether that's in Nebraska, outside of Nebraska, we are really looking to take our message nationally and internationally, because we know that women out there need to see examples of it and not just hear it. And so, yeah, we're excited about that. We're just going to be along for the ride and kind of strike while the iron's hot. But we're doing a lot of media together, which is exciting because we like to talk. And
Really? I didn't notice.
but like we can play basketball too. So
Yeah, there
if
you
need
go.
us to make a basketball appearance, we can sing the national anthem and shoot some 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like the most,
it. That'd be
that'd
awesome.
honestly be the best appearance ever.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Sing the national anthem and shoot 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think it's a great idea.
Do you have it on the professional team?
I know.
I wish.
I literally, one of my dreams, I wish I could own a professional basketball team based out of Omaha, because the closest professional basketball team is in Chicago or Denver.
or Minneapolis.
But that's even, I mean,
Minneapolis
that's
is
even farther.
quicker than Denver.
I think it's like 5 hours. to
Yes, it is.
Minneapolis.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chicago-
Denver's
Well,
8
Depending
hours.
on where
Yeah.
you're going from in Nebraska, but like, okay, but still, like, there's not.
Like if you're like
Basketball, it's a
from
long ways
North
away.
Platte,
From Scotts Bluff.
it'd be closer.
I'm in North Platte more than you can even count. That's where we're headquartered. So I'm make that drive a lot.
Oh my gosh, I bet so.
Yeah.
So all right, so if somebody wants to get a hold of you professionally, they want an appearance, where do we turn?
Yep, Miss Nebraska 19 at gmail.com is my work email, and that's where all bookings go through and all leads for me. Meg, what about you?
Miss Nebraska USA spelled out 2020, the numbers, at gmail.com, or honestly, social media. We're huge on Instagram.
I'm really
Just
we're both really
at-
responsive with
Yeah,
DMs.
at Miss NEUSA,
And mine is at Miss America NE
or our names,
or
your
at
names.
Real Allie Swanson.
at Megan _Swanson.
Yeah.
Cool.
You got a sweet whip out there too. Is that
Yeah,
yours?
she does. I get mine next
Miss
week.
Nebraska car.
I get one next week.
What do you get?
Really?
We don't know yet. I don't think I can disclose that yet.
Do you get a pick? Like you get to choose? Or
Yes.
Get, sweet.
I do actually.
Seriously?
And an
So-
apartment.
So really?
Yeah.
Oh my
First
God.
time.
Nice.
We are blessed.
The perks.
So do a pageant.
Yeah.
Do a pageant. You
Do
can
pageants.
save,
Very
save
nice.
money on
You
rent.
just save apartment rent.
Seriously, that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
That's so much money.
No, that's meaningful.
Right,
That is
car
Thank you,
and
man,
rent.
bros.
That's
I
the
mean,
deal.
seriously, and even the scholarship money. I've won
Yeah.
over $15,000 in cash scholarships. And cash scholarships, and
That's
then
awesome.
I have a $20,000 scholarship for my master's degree. So literally, the money is real, and part of
Right.
that. I mean, yeah, I could talk about that for hours.
Yeah.
I just hit the mic again. She's
so excited.
I just really want to drop a beat in your studio. But
Go ahead, spit a 615 if you want
No,
to
I
real
don't.
fast.
Oh my
It's
God.
615. Wow.
my street. I was waiting for my window to say that.
I love it. Yeah, we know what that is in West Omaha.
That's why his daughter's embarrassed.
That's
you
it.
know, our parents, my dad used to sing at opera at the top of his lungs
No,
walking through
still does.
Walmart.
Still
Like
does.
while he's shopping. So that's the family that we
He also has the
Okay.
loudest voice in the entire world.
Oh
So you're
my
used to
God.
that kind of
Second.
stuff.
I mean, I'm second to him. He's pretty loud, but
we got some loud. We're big
a family of
laughers and
pipes.
clappers
Yes.
when we laugh. So it's just like this.
When you guys are taller, you're
Yeah.
loud. I
we're
mean,
just animated. It's a lot.
guys do not
We're
blend in the
just
wall.
animated.
We heard that TLC is looking for family TV shows the other day.
Shout
we're working
out.
with a publicist, and we're like, "Yo,
Right?
sign us up."
I
son.
think it'd be
Seriously.
perfect.
Yeah.
We're
Oh my
entertaining.
God.
It's a
I mean,
show.
for Pete's sake, if Honey Boo Boo got one,
Right.
Let's do a real. Let's get some real
Listen.
crowns in here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
Agree with
on.
that.
Seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah.
What's your schedule's looking like in the next few days? You guys taking off? You said you're going to be on the road.
Yep, I'll be on the road.
I have to drive all the way to the other side of the state for an appearance.
Ooh,
so that'll be
very
like
nice.
6.5 hours in the car, but love it. That's my
That's
job.
all right.
So
That's
yeah.
probably a good time to
Impact
work some
students
things
everywhere,
there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
Road
Honestly,
time.
you learn so much about yourself just thinking.
We can listen to podcasts like yours.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Highly encourage it.
Yeah.
For sure. We appreciate it.
Great.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Again, you guys, that's Megan and Allie Swanson. Thank you, girls.
Thanks, guys. It's Pat and JT on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Or you can text us or call us at 402-403-9478. Thanks for listening to our podcast.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Parkville Media Production.